Hey everybody, this is Ryan McClanahan with historythroughcards.com. I hope you're all doing very well today. So I want to tell you guys about Jim Otto, and he has an amazing story. This is a 1964 Topps Jim Otto. I didn't really like his rookie card. I still don't, and I wanted to try to find a card of his that I really liked. And I know a lot of people are like, you got to get his rookie, but again, like I didn't really like his rookie card, and I did find this. It is a short print in the 64 set. The 64 set is not bad, to tell you the truth. There are some problems here that you guys might want to look at before you decide to purchase a 1964 Topps football. So a lot of times these cards are going to have either print streaks or bubbles, and the corners are also going to be a little suspect as well. A lot of times I've seen these cards that are really off center, and they also have a lot of corner wear as well. Very soft cardboard stock that they used for this set. I'll show you the back of it. It looks like this. Um, I actually don't have a whole lot of these in my collection. I think maybe just like three or four, if that. And I saw this card and I was like, that is mine. Thank you very much. And it was like $15. Um, I'm not entirely sure exactly how much you're supposed to be paying for this card, but I did get it at auction, and I heard Jim Otto's story, and once I did, I was like, I got to share that with you guys because he has an amazing story, and I think you're gonna find it again incredible as I did. Let me give you a little bit of a breakdown on Jim Otto's career. So he was born in 1938 and he played with the Oakland Raiders as a center from 1960 to 1974. And he's a nine-time first team from 1960 to 65, and again from 67 to 1969, and a first team All Pro in 1970, a second team All Pro in 1972, and a nine-time AFL All-Star from 1961 to 1969, and a three-time Pro Bowler from 1970 to 1972. And he's also on the NFL 100th anniversary team and the AFL all-time team. He won the 1967 AFL championship, and he was inducted into Canton in 1980. This is from the Sacramento Bee, October 15th, 2011. Otto enjoyed a close bond with Davis by Matt Kawahara. As Jim Otto remembers it, the Raiders ran a 13-play drive against the 49ers in a 1975 preseason game, scoring a touchdown, and he walked off the field as a player for the last time. At 37, he felt he no longer could contribute because of knee injuries. Not long after taking off his distinctive double O jersey, Otto was told by Al Davis where he would be watching games from then on. He said, "You sit with me," the Hall of Fame center said Thursday in his Auburn home. Otto said he has accompanied Davis in the owner's box at most Raiders games, missing only those in which his body, battered by the effects of football injuries and illness, has prevented him from attending. Sunday, Otto plans to be at the first home game since the Raiders owner died last Saturday. Otto described Davis as a friend who was almost like a big brother to me. I don't know what it's going to be like, Otto said. Otto said he and Davis first met after the 1961 AFL season. Otto had just completed his second year with the Raiders and had been named a Western Division All-Star. Then San Diego Chargers coach Sid Gilman had been chosen to coach the West All-Stars, and Davis was Gilman's assistant. I learned more football in 1 week of preparation for an All-Star game than I had the whole season, Otto said. When Davis became the Raiders head coach in 1963, I was so excited because I knew I was really going to be put to the test as to what I could do in football. A 1-3 team in 1962, the Raiders improved to 10-4 in Davis's first season. Davis ran a system the players believed in and taught poise that they adopted, Otto said. They beat the Chargers twice that season, and after the second win, Davis and Otto embraced, both men with tears in their eyes. I worked very hard for him, Otto said. He had worked very hard for everyone to have that opportunity to win. He was a taskmaster with the players and also with himself. In retirement, Otto sat in the box during games, and Davis took the opportunity to pick his brain. Otto would sit in the front row of seats, Davis behind him, peppering him with questions about missed blocks, penalties, and schemes. The box was always tense, Otto said, and Davis missed no detail on the field. Losses were met with silence. If things were going well for the Raiders, Otto said, Davis might flash a genuine smile. There was nothing more important than what was going on in the field, Otto said. Football was his everything. The same might have been said for Otto during his 15-year Raiders career, in which he did not miss a game. And for the Iron Man type from bygone era, the injuries and playing through pain took their toll over the years. In January, the 73-year-old underwent his 73rd surgery. By his account, his right leg was amputated in 2007. The upper part of his prosthesis features Raiders logos. Infections which claimed his leg have nearly killed him. He was diagnosed with prostate cancer in 2002 and fended it off. There were periods when Otto, who reconnected with the Raiders when they returned to Oakland from Los Angeles in 1995 and now works on special projects for the team, could not leave home or the hospital. During those stretches, he said, Davis would call every day. That type of dedication itself, it's phenomenal, Otto said. I looked forward to those calls, even if I didn't get a chance to talk to him, and my wife Sally did. He didn't want to talk to me because sometimes he would get upset because I wasn't doing well, and he'd hear my voice. That was what I heard anyway. Davis, Otto said, was never comfortable with death. No one is. And he wouldn't fool anybody by saying he didn't believe in it. Otto said it's inevitable, and he knew that. If I learned anything from him, I would say that he taught me to make sure that death didn't get an easy ride. That's what he wanted. When the Raiders played the New England Patriots on October 2nd, the final game Davis attended, Otto was alongside. He declined to discuss Davis's condition, offering only that the 82-year-old owner had been ill for quite a while and was fighting it tremendously. At one point, though, Otto said he reached over and touched Davis on the shoulder. He was dedicated to the point where he was there no matter what his condition was, Otto said, and I was happy that I was there and I could be part of his will to win. When they parted ways after the loss, Otto said he had no indication it would be for the last time that they would attend together. The Raiders will honor Davis before Sunday's game against the Cleveland Browns. True to his legendary mystique, the team provided no details of the ceremony as of Friday evening. I'll be in the box, Otto said, and he'll be there too. This is from the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette, October 7th, 2012. Jim Otto, for him, no doubt or catch, by Chris Thomason. For years following the Immaculate Reception, Jim Otto saw Jim Frenchie Fuqua at playoff games and other football functions. When asked whether he had illegally touched the ball on the play, Otto and Fuqua would smile. Then Fuqua would say, "You'll find out sometime." But Otto, the Raiders' Hall of Fame center, doesn't need to wait for any possible Fuqua revelation. 40 years later, Otto firmly believes the touchdown Franco Harris scored for the Steelers in their improbable 13-7 playoff win over Oakland at Three Rivers Stadium shouldn't have counted. I saw that happen and I said, "No, I'm saying to myself, no, that's incomplete," said Otto, who also said he had a clear view of the epic December 23rd, 1972 play from where he stood on the sideline. It bounced off Fuqua's chest, and Franco is not allowed to pick it up and run with it. The Steelers down 7-6 with 22 seconds left and facing 4th and 10 at their own 40. Terry Bradshaw desperately threw the ball downfield to Fuqua, the Steelers running back, who was closely covered by Jack Tatum. Fuqua and Tatum collided as the ball arrived, and it careened back to Harris, the Football Hall of Fame bound running back, who scooped it up from his shoe tops and completed a game-winning 60-yard touchdown reception. Under NFL rules at the time, had only Fuqua touched the ball before it got to Harris, the play would have been dead, but the officials ruled it a touchdown, meaning that they believed it had hit Tatum. "It was right in front of me," said Otto, 74, who lives in Auburn, California, outside Sacramento. "I was watching everything happen, and yes, indeed I saw it pop off Fuqua's chest. You could hear it, the pad's right there, whack." Otto heard plenty more after that. He said there was nearly a 15-minute delay after Harris had crossed the goal line before the officials sorted out matters and finally signaled touchdown. During that time, Otto looked into the stands. He feared for his safety, hearing what the fans were yelling and how they were acting. "They had been drinking Ballantine all day," said Otto, referring to a once popular beer. "They were pretty crazed." So Otto plotted an escape route just in case the officials were to rule Harris's touchdown didn't count. "It was a little step," Otto said. "The bleachers were a few feet off the ground. There were like 2 steps down to the ground, and I looked around and saw I could get underneath there. If the officials had scored it incomplete, that's where I would have went because the field would have been inundated with Steelers fans, and someone would have really gotten hurt. But it didn't happen that way. We lost the game that we should have won." So instead of Oakland moving on to face Miami in the AFC Championship game, it was the Steelers. They lost 21-7 to the Dolphins, who went on to complete an undefeated season with a win against Washington in the Super Bowl. But Otto, whose team ended Miami's 18-game winning streak in '73, believes the Raiders would have beaten the Dolphins in 1972 had they gotten past the Steelers. For a long time, the defeat rankled Otto, who completed a 15-year career in 1974 without having won a Super Bowl. "It was very sad," Otto said. "Emotionally, I was very upset, and I was upset over a month after. I was upset for years." Otto said it was similar with Oakland owner Al Davis, even though his Raiders went on to win 3 Super Bowls over the next dozen years. Otto said Davis, who died in 2011, never got over the '72 loss. Davis's Raiders also got a tough call against them in the AFC Championship game in January 2002 when the tuck rule on instant replay determined New England quarterback Tom Brady should have been called for an incomplete rather than a fumble. So, which of the plays irritated Davis more? "I would say the immaculate reception," Otto said. After that game, Otto went to a bar at the Pittsburgh airport before the Raiders flew back to Oakland. Some Steelers players, including Harris and running back Rocky Bleier, arrived and attempted to speak with Otto in a conciliatory manner. "I couldn't talk to them," Otto said. "I was actually crying in my beer. I was really upset." Otto, though, doesn't hold any grudges against Steelers players. He called Harris, whom he regularly sees at Hall of Fame ceremonies in Canton, Ohio, a good guy. Otto also has no problem with Fuqua, but he's not counting on Fuqua making a definitive statement on the Immaculate Reception. He's no dummy, Otto said. He's not going to say, yeah, the ball went off me. There's tough, and then there's Jim Otto tough. 73 surgeries that he went through, plus prostate cancer and having an amputated leg. Uh, That to me is really amazing that someone can actually go through this, and the majority of that was actually football related, which kind of like shows everybody, like we know now and where we didn't know before, is that football is it's a real dangerous game after you play. There's a lot of injuries that can happen, a lot of things that can happen after a football player ends his career, and it really kind of like takes a toll on the body, not just when you're playing, but as you advance in age too. And Jim Otto, he's still alive, and he's one guy I'd love to meet, though. I really would, just to shake his hand and say thank you. And everybody, I think, should say thank you to Jim Otto, not just because he's a Hall of Famer, but because he put his body on the line. I'm not going to say he's really a hero, but I am going to say he's someone that you really can look up to just for what he has had to go through over his lifetime, and mostly because of football. We get to watch these players, but they're the ones that are taking the beating, week in, week out. So, one thing that I think you guys can do, which I think would be pretty cool, is just send them a letter of thank you, and just say, even if you didn't watch him play, just send him a letter and say thank you very much, because if it wasn't for guys like him, who knows where the NFL would be today, to tell you the truth. And so, guys, thank you so much. I really appreciate this. Let me know what you think of Jim Otto or the Immaculate Reception. I've heard of it. I haven't watched it actually. I got to go back and check it out. But let me know what you think of Jim Otto and the Immaculate Reception, or anything I've discussed here so far. And I will talk to you guys later. Have a good one. Bye.